everyone. Happy that everyone is here. No one is missing, everyone is the coffee and it's after breakfast, so everyone is happy. And now I would like to introduce Beata Pachnowska from Poland, and she will tell us a little bit more about the implementation of European Arboricultural Standards in Poland. So, thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me, also asking for sharing some knowledge and some experiences from Poland. It's a little specific situation, so I would like to show some background connected with other standards in Poland. I have about 30 minutes speech, yes, and there are three main parts. Yes, I decided to remind a little bit what is a standard and what is implementation, what level of implementation we can use to be proud or to be not satisfied, and then a little bit about standards in Poland and the situation which we try to solve to implement European standards, and then a little bit about the European standards implementation in Poland. So first of all, just for reminding, yes, because most of you probably know also the slide exactly that the standard is something which people develop to define some criteria, yes, the characteristic, the state of something, yes, to develop, but also to be accepted in a specific group. Usually it is written down, this is our culture, yes, and if it is written down and published, very often the name is norm, yes, especially if it is connected with law regulations, yeah, and typically standard includes requirements and specifications, and as we discussed yesterday, usually we have included some specific words like must, could, should, or must not, should not. Yes, so some limitation some limitations, some limits for the users, yes, but also for people who do something according to standards. Also because standards are not only to show what to do, but also what do not, yes? So the limits are also important. What is important that usually standards are not for all things in the world, yes? It's obvious, but it is also good to remember, and in each European standards there are also some limits. For example, we usually focus on amenity trees. By the way, it's a really difficult word to translate into local languages. Sometimes, yes, but ask AI is really useful in this area. How to translate it well, yes? So, for example, amenity tree is not productive tree, it's not a forestry, it's not orchards, yes, and so on. And in every standard we have some limits connected with definition of the target, yes? What the norm or the standard is focused on, yes? And of course, it is developed to optimize something, the product, the services, also to make the optimization because of unifying the process of the and recognition of the products of the process of part of the products, yes, and also to reduce damage or loss, yes. If these criteria, if these features are not connected with a document, we cannot say that it is standard, yes, and probably it will be not accepted. Because for what we should follow the norms, the requirements which are not good for us, yes. So when we can say that the standard or the norm is implemented, first of all, it should be known. If it is known, it is not implemented. Yes? So this is first step also. To implement something, we have to share the knowledge. Yes? It should be accepted. Sometimes it is not accepted at all. For example, some traffic regulations. Yes? But in general, as a society, we accept traffic regulations, traffic rules, and it is the only way to go from work to home safely. Yes? And it is used as a habit. This is the aim. Yes? If we have, for example, toothbrushing. Yes? This simple norm. What norm you have for toothbrushing? Morning and evening, or after breakfast, or after dinner, after every meal, whatever it is, you have a norm. And this norm is implemented and is good for the healthy. But this is not maybe good for the dentist. I don't know exactly. Okay, and what else is necessary? But this acceptance, this usage and this knowledge is common. Yes? Because if it's only in a very narrow group, and the aim of the standard is to be used widely, it's not implementation. Yeah? What can be implemented? And this is a good question, because usually if we develop something, a regulation, a law, a recommendation, we would like to implement all and full. But it is not necessary to say that something is implemented. Yes, for example, from the Decalogue, what of the 10 rules you really use in your life? Okay, don't answer me. Okay. As a society, of course, not all, yes? But we know the Decalogue, and some of the rules are used in everyday life. Yeah? So selected elements of one or more standards, selected standards fully, mix, or all and fully, this is ideal word, additional content and tools, for example, developed also in European standards process app for cabling and bracing. Yeah? How standards can be used? It could be used as a manual, we can say, as a source of knowledge. Yes? People can read and get to know something new. For example, cabling and bracing in Poland was quite nice to see a lot of knowledge and a lot of annexes and so on, so on. A guide to follow the rules, to follow the good practice described and so on, but also as a normative benchmark, which you use to compare the real done work, job, result, with the optimal and expected result. Yes? And also we have another aspect, is decision. Yes? It could be decision of authorities, local municipality, the chef of company, the chef of the state, prime minister, for example, sometimes, or ministry of, I don't know, climate or nature or whatever it will be. But it could be also a social contract. Yes? So we agree as a branch, for example, that we will follow the regulation, the norm, the standards, and so on, so on. Yesterday it was big discussion about social contract of users, yes? And also procedure. This is another aspect. It could be by formal procedure, yes? But informal implementation is even more often. This is the general things, yeah? Okay, so coming to the European Arboricultural Standard, just to remind you what we have. I hope all of you know everything, but still probably it's good to show it. We have 6 standards and several additional results, you can say. 3 standards were developed in test project, both in Erasmus Plus projects, and we say technical standards, It's tree pruning, cabling, bracing, and tree planting. And the second set is so-called consulting standards, and they are connected with tree assessment, tree evaluation, and tree protection. We have also additional results, so mobile application for cabling and bracing inventory and control. We can say something like this very shortly. Yes, QR code should go to the website. I didn't update it, but probably yes. Okay, and we have also some fact sheets developed in test project. And what is important for EAC, in all the standards, we have mentioned some certification, also European certifications. Yeah, so ETW, ETT, VETZ, and also to certification by EASA. What is important for these standards, but for, as Jarek described yesterday, for each standards, each country involved in the project develop also national annex in local language and also in English. So for local appendix, we can say, we can find some additional information. For example, in certification, we have added in one standards tree assessment, one of certification. Yeah? So to conclude, the implementation of European standards can include a lot of areas. Yes, not only full implementation by formal decision in local municipality. Yeah, so just usage of the main content or tools developed or appendix, even annexes or appendix connected with each of standards. The language, it's also important. I remember a lot of discussions connected with some terms we used, yes? And I remember how we develop our group language, for example, from problems on defects on trees to features or compromised wood or something else, yes? From tree risk assessment to improving conditions for trees. So the 6 years was also connected with developing language, developing awareness and attitudes. And it is included also in standards. If you look at this aspect, I think it's also important that it can change the mind of user. Yeah? The content of cooperation. This is very important. If we have rule, we have also the background for changing the cooperation. So for the requirements, requests, official requests, and so on, or I don't know, agreement, for example, yes, between the contractor and the contracting agency entity. Yes, the qualification, because we have they mentioned in the standards. So yes, they can be raised and more important for contracting agencies or municipalities and so on, so on. But we can also see some gaps. For example, okay, in the standards we have mentioned ETT. Who is ETT? Do we have ETT in our country? Even one? If not, maybe we should have such certification. Yes, so it's also important, and it's also a part of implementation, yes? And changes in other standards, in other regulations, maybe already existing. And how it is Poland, yes? We have not standards developed on country level or, and officially recognized by national law, yes? And we have no regulation forcing the adoption of standards, even if the standards are available. Yes, so of course, as in each European country we have the do no significant harm principle, in which there is a part connected with trees, yes? So applying standards for protection of greenery, in particular trees, this is a good, really good part of this principle. And in Poland, it is a good weapon in the hand of activists, for example. If they check if the investment, if the projects funded by European funds are done with, along with standards. And they can ask, okay, let's look at your standards connected with protecting trees. So at least tree protection is here. So we have standards developed in 2021 in LIFE project by Fundacja Rozwoju. We say they are Polish standards. Yes, and they are available also in English. And we have also standards for greenery care beside adult trees. Yes, there are at least two authors here on. Yes, Wojtek, I think you developed two of chapters. Yes. Even three. Okay. Yes. Okay. But young trees and planting and tree pruning. Yes, young trees and what else it is? I don't remember. Collision, yes, maybe. Collision, yes, tree collision, something like this, yes. And also this is a little unique standards, the life after life, so the deadwood management. Okay. So we are not an empty planet. We've had it, yes? Looking step by step what we have developed as Polish standards, yes? We have for pruning, competitor in this standard, so tree pruning and care. It includes also a little bit knowledge about cabling bracing and real tree care. Yes, so caring the environment of the tree and also root area, which is not covered in tree pruning standards in general. It's not covered in curriculum of ETW, by the way, and it is my conclusion from yesterday. But we think only about pruning, and cabling, but not think about the root area. I am not surprised, yes. For tree assessment, there is a standard, and for tree protection, it is a standard also already existing, yes. For app, we have no competitor, yeah. What else? Because discussion about the standards connected with trees and greenery in Poland is not so fresh, so we have also local standards developed by local level, by municipalities in different ways. Own staff, they are the worst one. Yes, I think the level is the worst. But also external experts, scientists, individuals in cooperation on both, yes, also. There are samples of this. Usually trees are included in these standards, yeah? They are only in Polish. In spring, before visit in Romania, thanks Stefan, I have reviewed, don't use AI for this, no chance. Human mind is necessary to review what is done in the local municipalities, because the content is not available for AI, yeah, still. So this is my work, and I try to discover what type of standards and if it's implemented by formal decisions of the local municipalities. And you see there are mainly big cities, but also small ones. For example, Wołomin implemented three standards, three Polish standards in one formal decision of the president. I think it's president here. Yes, but in violet you have here own standards, so the local standards, and in green the so-called Polish standards. Yes. We have another target of implementation, the contractors. Also workers, tree workers, the companies connected with trees, in general arboriculture branch, yes? And I don't know any formal decision of implementation in this area. I don't know, maybe it is, but I don't know in Poland such decision, and I don't know company in which I have the clear declaration, we do this as a whole company with Polish local or other standards, yes? So this is a less visible way. I know that contractors, so arborists, use standards, but it is not so clear how the decision is done, yeah? So what is the situation in Poland now? With these three test technical standards, we as Tree Institute, so the partner of the project, we have translated and printed the standards. Yes, translated in PDF are for free, printed, of course, covering the cost of printing. I can say that they are popular, both PDF and printed version, and more disseminated. Yeah, so they are used, we can say. And two of them, so cabling, bracing, and planting, they are unique and probably more interesting for new users, we can say, or users who use already standards, but not this area of covered by implemented standards. Yes, consulting standards. So this assessment, protection, and valuation. We are now in the process of translating. Two of them are almost translated. All of them will be translated and printed. I think it's necessary in Poland. Yes. So for assessment and protection, and as I showed, we have big competitors in Poland. Yes. So it will be not so easy to sell them. Yes. But for valuation, which is really unique, I think it will be easier. And it is the least difficult standard, I can say, because it's a conceptual area, yes, not technical recommendation. Okay, so summing up, we have the standards known more and more. They are accepted, they are interesting, but not used commonly. Selected. Coming back to the level of implementation, we have here selected elements of one or more standards, it's done. Selected standards fully, it is probable, I will show you on the end, but in the process. Mix, it is probable. All and fully, I don't see it probable in nearest future because of the competition, because it's too much for some people, yes, and I think maybe in new users it will be possible, in totally new users. Yeah. On the map we have a lot of gaps, so it is possible. Additional content, it is also possible to be implemented. And what is important, that all standards are a source of are sources of knowledge. Yes, we have it. They are guides of knowledge and good practice. Yes, they are included, for example, as a part of recommendations in expertises. So, in decisions, in requirements for in official requests, and so on. So this is very important, that they are mentioned in bibliography, yes, it's I think, good step. A normative benchmark, not so, but yes, partially it is done. In dissemination, for example, I hope more and more we will have conferences like this. Sorry, it is in Polish, but in November we have conference. It's funded by Interreg, I think. So this German-Polish conference, it's totally full now, about European standards. Yeah? And this is what is symptomatic. The most important here is tree protection, because this is the leader. This is the leader for municipalities. Yeah? Okay, so decision of the authorities, it's from the top down. We will see how it will really, but in dissemination, it's really important to go to decision makers. Yes, they should know, they should accept, they should have a place to decide, and we should convince them to implement. Yes, not the users. Users can, of course, users should accept it, but it's not so important. And social contract of user, yes, and this is a very important tool. The set of standards, or particular standards for activists, for example, they agree with them. Yeah? So mostly now this is the level of informal implementation, but in the nearest future I hope we will have one. This is in process, so I don't say the name of the local municipality, but a set including European standards is planned to be implemented by formal decision. So 4 standards from the set of European standards and 2 standards from Polish standards. It is also possible. Yeah. Okay. So on the last slide, what we have here, the usage. This I think is gain. Yes. As a main the content and the tools. Yeah. Partially. The language awareness attitudes. In my opinion, this is a good start for the process also in Poland. Yeah? So if people look at the language used and they feel the attitudes included in the content of standards, they also think more about their own attitudes toward trees, toward tree protection, toward species, toward the value, to whatever. Yes, the place of trees in the surrounding is in the environment. So the vocabulary is important, but also awareness and attitudes. And the content of cooperation, I think, is very important, and it is done. So thank you very much, and I wish you successes also in your countries. If you like to find more about the process of implementation in this set of Polish standards, it's also a book written by me and my colleagues, how to proceed the implementation in different areas and different targets. Thank you very much.
Thank you.